Hey, what's up guys? In this week's video I'm going to be teaching you 4 of my favorite things you can do with a feature called Serato Flip. Serato Flip essentially allows you to play a sequence with your hot cues and it will record that sequence so you can play it back without actually hitting any of the hot cues. So it's really awesome and can be used for some pretty amazing things. So here are my 4 favorite things and make sure you stick around to number 4 because it's my absolute favorite. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so in this first example I'm going to teach you how to extend an intro using Serato Flip. Now just so you know, Serato Flip is an extension pack that you have to add to Serato and activate it. Once you've activated, you'll get this button at the top of the screen that looks like this, which you click and it gives you some additional settings down here, such as record, play, on, loop, all these additional things. Now I've also got some buttons on my DJ decks that do the exact same thing. So I may use the ones on here, I may use the ones on the screen, but it does the same thing either way. Now, this is how Serato Flip works. You have to click record, which will kind of arm the track, but nothing is recording yet. Then you hit play. Then you start hitting your hot cues. From the first hot cue you hit, it will start to record this sequence, okay? Something I found quite good is to kind of come back before the song so I can then hit play. It gives me a little bit of silence before I start hitting what I want to hit. So I'm going to give you a super quick example of exactly how this works. So I've got the track recording like this. I'm going to hit play. I'm going to hit the first cue point 3 or 4 times randomly just to show you how it records a sequence and plays it back. Okay, so that's recorded in. Now, if I was to go back to, or if I was to just go and click save and save that to the track, like this, and I go and hit the first cue point and press play, notice how it plays that exact sequence back. Now, something else you'll have noticed is it plays it on loop. So if I go back to this track here, you'll see there's a little loop slide. If I turn that loop off, it'll play it and then it'll just go into the main song. So that's exactly how it works. Now, with that being said, I want to give you the very first example of when I would use this the most, and that would be to extend an intro to a song in a creative way. So not just putting a loop on, but actually doing a bit of a creative edit to the intro. So let's take this exact song here. I'm just going to remove that example we just put in there. The thing with this song is it kind of goes straight into the singing. Sounds a little bit like this. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to... So how would you extend this? You'd have to do it in a bit of a creative way. So this is an example of when I would use Serato Flip. Let me give you that example now. So I'm going to hit record, go back to a point in the song where there's nothing playing, just so I can hit play and then go into the cue point. And this is what I would do. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Okay, something like that. It would extend the intro of the song by 3 or 4 bars or however long you want to do it, and it just gives you that additional beginning of a song or an extended intro. So I'm going to turn that loop off, hit save. Now if I was to play this song, you get this. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. And one last thing I wanted to tell you guys is you don't have to use it. So even if you've got it saved in the bank here like this, you can actually just turn it off and then it won't happen. But it still remains there. So you've got the option of having it or removing it when you're in the middle of a DJ set, which is really, really handy. Okay guys, so the second point I wanted to tell you about is how you can use Serato Flip to restructure a song, kind of remix a song. So I've got this Missy Elliott song here, and I find that it's a little bit repetitive, and I don't want it to stay on one part of the song for too long. So it sounds a little bit like this. And it's going on, and I don't feel like it's getting to the point quick enough for me. And you have to be aware of that as a DJ. Is it going places quick enough? Now, after a while, it does actually have a bass line that comes in. It sounds like this. But then it just kind of sticks on that for ages before it actually gets into the main bit of the song, which is this. Okay, so we're gonna now use Serato Flip to record a shorter version of this. So we've got the first bit, which is just this. Then we've got the second bit, this is where the bass line comes in. And then we've got the main guts of the song. Okay, and I'm going to let it play for 4 bars of each. So I'm going to let this play, and after the 3rd bar, on the 4th bar, I'm going to go, and then go on to the next section of the song, and then I'm going to go and bring it on to the last section of the song. Now this is just a clap that I've picked out. Okay, so I'm now going to stitch all this together using Serato Flip, and I will have a shortened version of this song that I feel gets to the point quicker, which is what I would want to happen in this track. So, enough talking, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. On Serato Flip. Let's go back to a quiet part of the song if we can just hit play in silence. Okay, here we go. So, let's give it a go. There we go, we did it. See, we just shortened it. We went from the intro to the bass line to the main bit of the drop or main bit of the song much quicker than the like 8-9 bars that the actual original did it. So what we're going to do now is just you're going to save that loop, and you guessed it, we can then go back to the beginning of the song, press play, and it will save that loop. Now, another quick tip for you, I didn't have this on then, but you can go and set this to quantize, and then you can go to your settings over here, and you can go to here, set it to 1 beat, and that will make it a lot easier for you to get this perfect. I may have made little slight mistakes, probably would have been better with quantize on, but anyway, this is what it sounds like. How awesome is that? And that's saved now for me to use whenever I want. Okay guys, so the 3rd point I wanted to tell you about is how you can use Serato Flip to skip an entire section of a song, or at least have Serato Flip do that for you. So a prime example is I will often skip the first drop of a song and go straight to the second drop. So the first build will happen, and just as the first drop is about to hit, I skip to the second drop. You do this all the time, just because I generally find that the second drop is a lot more exciting, and I only ever really play 1 drop of each track, so I like to kind of mix quickly as well, so there's lots of reasons why I do that. Anyway, I can use Serato Flip to do this for me automatically. So the way you would do this is you could set your first cue point right at the beginning of the song, or from whatever point you're going to start playing the track. Then you're going to make a note of just before the first drop and a cue point just at the beginning of the second drop. And then when it builds to the first drop, you're going to hit that cue point to jump to the second drop. But remember, with Serato Flip, you have to record it from that first cue point. So it's important you set that first one, even if it's right at the beginning of the song, and let the song play through. Now, just for this example, to speed things up, I put my first cue point just before the first drop. I've got my second cue point just at the first drop. And I've got my third cue point at the beginning of the second drop. And we're just going to record this in from this point here, so you guys don't have to sit through the entire song. So let's have a listen. Record. I'm going to come back a little bit. Play. Right, and we've done it. That's all we had to do. Now we come down here, turn off that loop, hit save, and now when this song is playing, let me just come back a little bit further than here. When this song is playing now, as long as this is switched to on, it will automatically skip to that second drop for us. Let's have a listen. was done for me. I didn't have to do anything at all. So it's a really handy way to take the pressure off yourself when you're DJing live. Okay guys, so the fourth and final thing I wanted to tell you about is how you can use Serato Flip to chop up and rearrange melodies. And if you're clever with it, you can use it to do really clever transitions between songs. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that now. So the first thing you need to do is find a track that has a really distinctive melody. I've got this track here. If you look on the screen, what I've done is I've put a different cue point on every note so I can play it back in whatever order I want. Like that. And I've also put a cue point right at the first beat of the song where it kind of goes into the main part of the song. Okay, so I can do this. Okay, do you get the idea? So we've got that all set. Now, I've got another track over here that is the same key, and I'm just going to go back a bit in the song here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play this track and come up with a new melody over this track. This is going to work because the two tracks are the same BPM. I've put them in the same BPM by speeding this song over here, and they're the same key. So let's give this a go. I'm just going to come up with a random melody here. Okay, so we kind of had something quite cool going on there. Now, I can use Serato Flip to basically play that melody back, and then next time when I'm actually doing it live, I don't have to actually play it live. So, let's give this a go. All you got to do, go back to a good point in this track, and keep an eye on when the song ends, because as soon as that song A comes to an end, I want to hit this hot cue here, which will take this track into the main part of the track, okay? So we're going to have a quick play around here. I'm going to hit record. I'm actually going to move this back a bit to give myself a bit of space so I can hit play and then come in with this. Let's give this a go. Okay, so as you can see, that wasn't perfect, but what's cool is whatever you come out with, you've then got saved. So you can just go and click save here. Let's take that loop off over here, and it means that when I play this now, it's going to play that exact sequence. So as long as I hit play at the same time, it will do that for me and I don't have to hit anything. So let's give it a go. How awesome is that? So if you come up with something really cool, probably a little bit cooler than what I just came out with then, you can have it pre-recorded. So all you got to do is hit one button rather than trying to remember the sequence and actually perform it live in front of an audience. Guys, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, why not subscribe to this channel by hitting that button here, leave a comment, like the video, and also why not hit that video link there to go and watch 5 creative ways to transition between any BPMs you want. Click that video link now. Ciao.